Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Tony here, adult general primary care nurse practitioner. Today's video we're going to be talking about the steps to take when you're nearing the end of your nurse practitioner educational journey. Okay, if you like what you're seeing, what you've been seeing, what you've been watching, hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned for more. And don't forget to check the little bell icon so you make sure you get notification for every video that I post. All right, to start off, I recommend you do these steps starting before you graduate from your nurse practitioner program. Preferably, I'll say in the last semester. Okay, now I know ANCC, you can take the exam before you graduate. So whatever you have to do that, you do. AANP, I believe you have to make sure you finish your courses. At least that's how it was when I was in my program. Okay, so excuse me, I'm looking at my notes. So when you see me look down, I'm not being rude. I'm just reviewing my notes. All right. First thing you do is, of course, apply for the exam. All right. Whether it be ANCC, AANP, or whatever board exam you're taking, whether you're a women's health nurse practitioner, psych mental health nurse practitioner, pediatric nurse practitioner, whether it be acute care, primary care, whichever. You look up which board exam you want to take and you go to their website and you look for what you need to do in order to apply, and you apply. All right. That's step one. Step two, this step should probably coincide with when you're applying for the board exam, and that is applying for your state licensure. All right. The beauty of applying at the same time as your board exam is that by the time you take your board exam, your board of nursing already has everything they need except the results of your board exam. So you put in all the stuff, you get your transcripts ready, all that. Your board of nursing is gathering information, and then, boom, the only thing that's left is, we need the results of your board exam. Now, granted, I'm in the state of Texas, and that's how Texas operated. So check with your respective state licensing board of nursing and see if you can do the same in your state. But get that application in as soon as possible, so by the time you pass your boards, board of nursing got it, like, oh, she passed, boom, done. So you're board certified and you're licensed. All right. Remember, there are two separate things. So taking your board exam does not automatically allow you to practice as a nurse practitioner. Number three, I mentioned it just now, getting those official transcripts or unofficial. For AANP, I can speak for ANPCB because I took that board exam. For ANPCB, you can give them an unofficial transcript in order to apply to take the exam. And they will, allow you to take the exam based on your unofficial transcript. They will not release the official report until they receive an official transcript. So, you could order, if you're going to take the AANPCB exam, then get your unofficial transcript, send it to them so they could get the paperwork ready to give you authorization to schedule the exam. All right. But in the meantime, get your official transcripts ready. Make sure your degree is conferred on the transcript, because without that degree conferred notification on the transcript is not acceptable, and you'll have to submit another one in order for them to allow you to either release the official score report of your exam or allow you to take the exam in the first place. But make sure it's official transcript directly sent to them, not come to you and then you send to them. It has to come directly from your school to the board certification certifying body, and they will handle it from there. Okay. Next, what are we up to? Number 4. All right. So you're board certified and you're licensed. Yay. All right. You got over those hurdles. What's next? Well, number 4, I would say, is to get your national provider identifier, NPI. It's free. You go to the NPPES website. I will put it in the description box below, and you go to that website, fill it out, you'll get a number. Now, one word of advice when applying for your NPI: do not put your home address, because this is public information. So anyone looks up your name, your credentials, see an NPI, boom, your home address is out there for everyone to see. Now, you know, those who already have an NPI and you already put your home address, sorry, no one told you before. Now you could go to the NPPES website, make sure you change the address once you have an employer or some other address to use. But those unofficial NPI websites that's floating around the internet may still have your home address. So, you know, do your research, Google your name, see what websites have the home address still, and see if you could dig deeper into those websites and say, hey, you know, I updated with the official people, you all need to update your stuff, all right? But that's what you do with that. Free of charge, NPIs, good to have, good to go. You'll need that to write prescriptions and be billed by insurance, okay? Number 5, this one is, it's up to you entirely, because this one costs money, but you can either wait until you're employed, you find a job and your employer is so generous and they want to pay for this, or they're willing to reimburse you for this. But number 5 brings us to the DEA registration, Drug Enforcement Agency registration number. This number is needed if you're going to be prescribing controlled substances. Please check with your respective state board of nursing and your scope of practice laws in that state to find out which scheduled drugs you can prescribe. For the state of Texas, nurse practitioners can prescribe Schedule 3, 4, and 5 drugs unless they work in an acute care facility or hospice. Then you could add Schedule 2 to that list. But if you don't work in those settings, if you work strictly outpatient, then you're only limited to Schedule 3, 4, and 5, okay? But check your respective state board of nursing to see what you can prescribe in your state, all right? The DEA, it's expensive. That's why it's recommended that you wait till you get a job. And if they require it, you know, a lot of employers will pay for it up front. A lot of employers will reimburse for it. And there are a few employers who won't pay for it at all. So it's up to you if you want to get it, you know, then get it, you know, so you look better to a future employer like, oh, she already has it, I don't have to worry about paying for that. Or they don't have to worry about paying for it in the beginning because they don't know how you will be as an employee, so they don't want to waste that kind of money and you leave them in a year, because the DEA is good for 3 years. So they want to make sure they're making a worthy investment in you. So that's just how my take on it from an employer point of view. So you can get it. But another thing with the DEA, which the DEA does a great job of having like this long list of things to read before you start the DEA application, because let me tell you, that DEA registration fee is nothing to be played with. Okay, it's expensive and it's non-refundable. So make sure you have all your ducks in a row before you get that DEA and pay your money. Because if you make a mistake, let's say, perfect example, I'm in the state of Texas. Texas is a restricted practice state, all right? I need a collaborative agreement to work, okay, to prescribe drugs, to prescribe controlled substances. So let's say I apply for my DEA. I'm in Texas, I practice at a Houston address, all right? I go in, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fill this application now, And they warned me on the list, like, if your state requires that you need a collaborative agreement, get that first before continuing on this application. Let's say you're one of those people, you see this long list, like, I'm not reading that. Go on, fill it out, boom, boom, boom. You think you could just get your DEA like that? I paid my money. DEA will gladly take my money. And like, oh, we looked and you don't have a prescriptive authority agreement with the physician. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's a shame. Thank you for your contribution to the Drug Enforcement Agency. We really appreciate that. They're not giving you back your money. All right. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye to that $888. That's the new fee effective October 1st, 2020. Okay. So make sure you got that. All your ducks in a row. Read all that stuff before you start the application. I mean, they warn you. They have all this stuff to read before, and they warn you at every step. You know, like, hey, this doesn't apply. Stop now. It's non-refundable. Go back and get your ducks in a row. Okay? I can't stress this enough. Do not contribute voluntarily to the Drug Enforcement Agency. Okay? Good. Next. Lastly is a PECOS number, P-E-C-O-S, or Medicare number. Basically, this is being credentialed with Medicare so you could get paid by Medicare when you're seeing Medicare beneficiaries. So you could wait until you get your job. They will do all the credentialing with all insurances that they take, or you can put this, check this off on your bucket list and say, hey, I'm credentialed with Medicare. It's easy. Oh, in my opinion, it's easy. It's free. You could Google PECOS, PECOS, or I'll put the link in the description below, and you go there and you fill out the application. If anything's wrong, they'll email you and be like, hey, we need this, we need that. Okay. But it's free. So the only thing that wasn't free on this list is the board exam, your licensure, transcripts. Okay, so the only thing that was free, okay, this is a shorter list of the free stuff. Sorry. NPI and a PECOS number. Those two things are free. Everything else costs money, but it's an investment in yourself, in your profession, in your professional career, professional life. So the most expensive thing on this list is the DEA registration, but you could wait until you get a job to get that. Okay. Yeah, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, or you can hit me up in an email, road to agpcnp@gmail.com. All right. Thank you for coming, stopping by. Remember to stay safe, keep your distance, social distancing at all times, wash your hands as often as you can. Wear a mask when you cannot keep your distance. When you're around a crowd, wear the mask. It helps, okay? It helps prevent spreading this beautiful corona around. It's not the good corona that we drink. It's the bad corona, all right? So take care. God bless. I love you. Until next time, ta-ta.